What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. It's your boys, the Top Rope Boys, and welcome to another episode of the Top Rope Boys podcast. Like always, it's your boy, the EST, the DMV, the Chocolate City Saint, the left-handed destruction, the Potter of all worlds, the Bajan bulldozer, the Cameroonian nightmare. Overall, look, man, it's Steph. Come on, man. We back. We back. And I'm here, of course, with we are missing one of our trio's partners, but of course, always here to back me up is the Oracle himself. Sears, how you feeling?
Good, how are you?
I'm chilling. I'm living. We here. It's been a long week, but I'm ready to get into it. I'm ready to talk about some wrestling. You feel me?
hmm
All right. But I'm gonna do this a little differently how we usually do. I ain't gonna lie. I got I've been kind of hooked on the game side of things now. So what we gonna do is we're gonna play Wrestle Play Grids. And let's see. Ooh, here. I'll share that, yeah. So now that I'm screen sharing, boom, 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 boom. Let's go back here. Shout out to whoever runs the WrestlePlay website. You guys have helped me get through a lot of boredom at work. But had to do a live. I feel like after doing this for a couple of days, I had to do it on the pod. Maybe one episode we'll do bingo, maybe one episode we'll do connections, but today we gonna do the grids just because I think that could be the quickest and the easiest for us to get through as a cool little opener. Now, for anyone who doesn't know how WrestlePlay Grids works, basically it's a daily wrestling challenge. They give you a 3x3 grid. You got to fill in nine different wrestlers that fit both the criteria of the row and the column. Super simple, super easy. Now, I know some people are audio only, so I'm going to try and describe this as much as I can. However, there is also a video option on Spotify and our YouTube, so go ahead and tap in. With that, if you want to at least watch this part. Anyway, Sears, you ready?
Yeah, so
All right, let's get into it. All right. So for the row, no, so for the columns, no, for the rows, we have a wrestler who was born in 1995 or after. We have
once.
the we have the IC champ from 2011 to is that 2018? Or when did they revitalize the belt?
I think 18, 19. We'll figure it out.
Y- Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, the not most recent belt, but the one before that, and then the Money in the Bank
White
winner.
strap, the white strap.
Yeah, yeah, the white strap. For the columns, we have someone that uses the frog splash, a US champion, and an AEW trios champion as well. So, I'm gonna let you take the first pick. Who you want and for what who you want? Who should I type in?
Uh, I think the easy one would be AEW trios and born after. Ooh, see, I don't know the ages,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna
like
go with Hook.
I think that's a good one. Hook is definitely a youngin.
He has really he had to be like 96 then. Okay,
Mm. Um, Born in 1995 or after. Garcia was never. I'm thinking it's just young guys who are in AEW. Garcia's never been a trios champ, right?
I don't think so.
Let's see.
Yuta?
Yuta. I could definitely see Yuta. Yuta. All right. One on the board. One on the board. Let's see. I'm gonna go Frog Splash, Money in the Bank winner. I feel like that's the easy one. Let's go RVD.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Which one you picking now?
Force Flash 1995 or after, give me Dirty Dom.
Of course, of course, of course. Um, let's go Frog Splash, IC champ with the white strap. It wouldn't have been Ricochet, but I think wasn't Ray IC champ before he left? Nope. Okay.
No. Hmm. For US title and IC title from that time period, give me The Miz is the easy answer. He's also usable in multiple spots.
He is.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that wasn't in that's not the Miz. Dolph Ziggler.
Oh yeah. Ooh, dude. Okay, let's put him in that spot because I feel like we definitely know who we want to do for that one for
There's more.
Money in the
Yeah, there's
Bank.
multiple people that fits for both of them.
Yeah. All right. Um, U.S. champion born 1995 or after. Oh, Austin Theory.
Hmm.
Which one you want to go for?
AEW trios and IC title champ. I want to say John Moxley.
I think he
He
might.
was a shit.
No, but
Oh,
he does work for
yeah.
the Money in the Bank winner.
Hold on. Okay, so that must be then 2018. 'Cause he definitely held that belt. He definitely held the IC title.
Yeah, I think he held it like right before. No, he held it like way.
'Cause he had like he was he. It, is there no way for us to see who's that champion? What that says? 'Cause he had it multiple times.
Let me try if I 2011 to 2019, and I just realized this has been showing half and half the whole time. So y'all have been seeing the rundown. That's fine. But
And I didn't even see it on my end. Okay. Okay, so
yeah,
2019. I feel like he definitely held it in 2019, but okay.
he may have held it like right before he left. Maybe I feel
Oh,
like you're not wrong there, but
he held it multiple times. I can tell you the rivalries. He
fair.
play.
Um.
Ooh, I think I got
All
one for the
right.
ball spot.
All right. Well, Frog Splash and IC Champ. Who you got?
I'm thinking Seth Rollins. I don't know if it means finisher, but I know Seth Rollins uses his fall splash.
Okay. Yeah, we can put him there because I feel like we all know who we're gonna do for U.S. champion and Money in the Bank winner.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Yeah.
Trios.
Trios
Now I
and
got one for
IC
the
champ.
trios.
Trios and IC champ.
Claudio.
Claudio? Yeah, I was about to say Claudio.
Wait.
No? No Claudio?
No.
No.
Okay. Oh, now we got trio champions. Joe?
I think you could do yeah. No. What the fuck?
No.
Samoa Joe never holding the IC belt is kind of crazy. Oh wait.
He was
He was
US
US
he
champ.
was
Yeah.
US.
Because that was when he
Okay.
had the beef with Rey Mysterio and then had a squash match with him, right?
Yeah, okay, so let's think of the trio champions. Who was the
Okay.
first one? The first one was
See, I'm brushing up on my AEW history right now. That's the one I'm not so in depth in because I haven't been too tapped in with the product.
mhm,
Ray Phoenix has it. Ray Phoenix
not Pac.
was I was gonna say was Pac everyone? No.
No, I think he was just cruiserweight. Put him in just to make sure, but
Wait, was the Learning Tree ever trios champions? Because Jericho.
no.
Uh,
And go ahead and try it. I might be wrong. These are just, yeah, like they're just
yeah, no,
not.
you're right.
Yeah.
I'm also
Uh.
thinking. See,
Okay.
this is where we get stumped.
So right now it's Joe, Hobbs,
But yes, Joe Hobbs and
and
Shibata.
mhm, who won
Joe
off Death
Hobbs.
Vitals, and we know it's not any of them.
Wait,
Who won off of the
Buddy Murphy ever a trios champion? I feel like the House of Black definitely should have gotten a trios run.
yes, yes, but I don't think he was IC title champion.
You know what? Yeah, you might
Try
be
it.
right there. My only yeah. I just feel like I thought they gave it to him when he was having that run with Seth as one of Seth Rollins' lackeys, but no, the only one that was holding a belt during that time was him.
Okay. So Death Fighters won it from Hugh. Who they beat for them?
I think this is where. All right. In the meantime, while we're doing this, let's just knock this out super easy. The only other
The
one
Miz.
that's left, The Miz.
The Miz.
Let's just. We were
Okay.
saving that
Let's
one for
think.
last until we realized we got stumped on this one.
Okay, let's think of I. Okay, let's think of IC champs from 2011 to 2019. Then
Yeah.
see
All right.
Ben.
Ben Ziegler was definitely during that time. Um,
I can't believe John Moxley's on that list. I think that's wrong, but not Jack
Daniel
Swaggle,
Danielson,
not Dan
no.
Garcia.
Danielson was already in the main event picture around that time.
Yeah, I don't think they didn't have the true tries at all. Uh, Matt Cardona, not.
No,
Uh, not Andrade.
no. Andrade's
This
never.
is
I don't think Andrade's ever been IC champ.
this is bad.
It is because and Alistair's never been. Alistair's never been IC champ.
Not yet.
I like how you think. Not yet. And then who could it possibly be, dog? Who could it be? I really do feel like it was Claudio, and then they're just tripping.
Did Christian win the belt in 2011?
Let's try and see. Because at this point,
He was definitely in the company at that time, right?
uh, yep, you got it. All right. So we finally completed it. We got it. Luckily,
That was boss.
whole time the answer was staring us right in the face.
It was our father.
But no.
Steph, we need to
Shout
redeem
out.
ourselves. We need to redeem ourselves.
Yeah, we need to redeem ourselves. I think
What? What another
we
one?
got yeah, we got you want to do another one now?
What another? At the end. We'll want another one at the end.
All right, bet because I was about to say we got a lot to get through.
I'm
All
upset with
right.
Christian. Oh,
All right. The fact that we forgot Christian is kind of crazy.
I still think that John Moxley counts that.
I think a couple of people could have counted, but I digress. Um, let's hop into this past Friday on SmackDown. We had it was a it wasn't the best episode,
Hmm.
but I think we got some good moments. I think we got some great highlights. Personally, I think for what wasn't the best episode of SmackDown, we got the best match of all of last week from it. So, but before I get into that, let's talk about this Mellow Don't Miss chaos, man, because that's probably one of the biggest, most interesting storylines on the show. So, of course, they had a match against the Profits. Um, everyone's been asking, when is Mellow Don't Miss gonna break up? When is this gonna contend? Because whether you like the pairing, hate the pairing, I think everyone is unanimously trying to figure out what's next for Carmelo Hayes after this, right?
Hmm.
And so I think we're starting to get to see glimpses of that during this match, which first off, super, super solid match. I do find it very random that this week they were just like, oh yeah, the Profits, there's no tension. We're cool now. They dapping each other up. Angelo couldn't even speak. And then Montez starts roughing up Uncle Howdy. I'm like, you know what? What they're gonna come back, they're gonna revisit it, but cool. At least I hope they're gonna revisit it. But
Hmm.
back to the match itself. Super dope match. Super dope. Right when Mello is getting ready to take the pin, Miz goes ahead and tries to steal it from him. as we've seen in time past. That pin is unsuccessful. Miz tries to go for the pin again. Melo says, and then costs them the victory, which I'm not going to lie. In my mind, stupid. However, dropped, made my jaw drop because, first off, Melo, I love you. However, you're not the guy that should really be sacrificing wins and losses just for, you know, ah, let's look at your record since main roster, buddy. Um, Also, I think I thought it was really, really cool. I think it's really dope. Because the fact of knowing that they're splitting, I hope that that means that there's something bigger for Melo. Um, there's just so much going on that, especially after he had the single showing, and that was a really crazy match last week with Sami Zayn. I really do believe that Melo's gonna be the one to dethrone Sami. Like I feel like if it isn't, there's only one other person who we'll talk about in a bit because I think the path is clearer than ever. However, we've seen how some of these bookings go, so I can't really. I'll hold my breath.
Nothing's guaranteed in wrestling.
Yeah,
It says Yoko.
nothing's guaranteed at all. And so, so yeah, so Melo don't miss took the loss, but first off, what did you think of the match? What do you think is going to be next for Melo? How do you feel about the storyline going on so far?
Honestly, I'm surprised it happened this fast. Like, it seemed like they were just kind of like trying to get it going, rather than later. But like, they barely had time to develop that, like, that to develop the Miz and Carmella as a team, let alone for them to break up already. Because like we
I
all
think it's
knew it was gonna happen.
because I think it's because Miz went away to go film like a show for 2 months. So
Oh, yeah,
it seems like it was quicker than it should have been
yeah,
because they never got that many matches in.
but they should keep that in account. But like, it seems like they're trying to make Carmella Hayes a face. It seems like take him back to when he was a face in NXT, which I feel like he's a better heel, but you can't make the Miz a face. I mean, you
I
can,
feel
but
Miz as a face does not work at all.
yeah, it just doesn't work. So like, I mean, it makes sense of it because like I'm a petty guy,
Uh-huh.
and if I was Carmelo Hayes in that situation, I definitely would have done the same thing. Where I don't care about, I wouldn't care about the tag titles. If the Miz is trying to take that from me, take the win from me, oh yeah, no, yeah, you can get the tag title shot.
Man, I feel like yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes because honestly, I want to talk about you saying that they're trying to turn Mellow face. I feel like the crowd is turning Mellow face.
Yeah.
The like with the We Want Mellow movement growing and growing these past couple of months, I feel like they have no choice. It's kind of like very similar to what's happening with Dirty Dom on Raw, where it's like we know he's gonna turn face at some point. He's
Mhm.
already kind of in that tweener status almost. So I believe that when it comes down to profits, or not the profits, when it comes down to Mello and Miz Dog, it's going to be. I think it's going to be interesting to see the match quality come out of it
Mhm.
because I think Mello can the the thing that's dope about Mello in ring is the fact of he can move incredibly fast and still keep up and do all these spectacular things. Miz is like in his upper 40s, maybe mid 40s.
Mhm.
Miz can still go. However, is Mello gonna slow how like we're gonna come back to this when the feud actually starts and they get in matches, and we're gonna see how much Mello's had to slow down his style so that way the Miz can keep up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think I think it's gonna be I think they're gonna come to the middle. Well, I think we see like Carmelo slow down a little bit, but I think Miz will be able to. I think Miz will be able to allow the some of the bigger things, some of the flashier things, fast paced things to occur.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna meet in the middle, but I'm also intrigued about that. Another thing I'm intrigued about though with this whole thing is the Street Profits on the other end, who
Yeah.
everybody thought I personally thought is gonna be flipped. I thought we were about to see come out Melo don't miss win the match, and then we see the Street Profits split. So
Yeah.
I'm curious. Are they actually going to pull that trigger? Are they waiting for a bigger moment? Because I think that would be a bigger moment. But I'm surprised they actually won.
I feel like when what's the next honestly, I could see them doing the profit split. Let's say they finally get the tag title shot at Saturday night's main event, right? I could see them
Hmm.
pulling the trigger on it there.
Okay.
Or yeah, because I don't think they're gonna get it. I don't think they're gonna get an opportunity at Crown Jewel. That card's already kind of stacked.
Yeah, but it would be a moment though.
It would, and God knows that aside from Cena and Styles, God knows that that card is gonna be lacking of moments,
And they don't like to, but they also don't like to put tag titles on the line at PLEs. So who knows?
which is so fucking dumb to me. I feel like that
Yeah.
is it. Like I've never understood. Like even when you go and you hear and you read interviews about like how Vince hated tag team wrestling, it's like, bro, what the fuck is like what? That never made any sense to me. All right, man. Now I told you guys that I thought that SmackDown had my match of the week. I'm not gonna lie. My match of the week last week was Sami Zayn versus Javon Evans. Most definitely. You
Hmm.
could not tell me that these two motherfuckers were not cooking with hot grease.
Hmm.
First off, of course, SmackDown was in Orlando, right down the road from the Performance Center. Booker T was on call, which I'm not gonna lie, kind of liking Booker T on the SmackDown commentary team.
It makes sense.
Yeah, and so Sammy does the open challenge. He says like he's like I don't know who in the world's gonna pop up, blah blah blah. Blah. And then as soon as Sammy said maybe someone from NXT could show up, I was like, oh, it's a young OG. It's a young
Hmm.
OG. And
Yeah.
and I don't know about you, serious, but I have been waiting for this since NXT Homecoming. I thought we were gonna get the
Oh,
match then.
yeah. I was say we definitely thought it was going to happen like earlier last week.
Yeah. Like I thought it was gonna happen at the homecoming, but no. It honestly it works out even better then because the crowd reaction when he came out.
Hmm.
Shout out to Orlando. They did it in the perfect place because like I said, it is down the road from the performance center. So I'm sure a bunch of people were like, okay, we're gonna pull up to the performance center for NXT on Tuesday, and then we're gonna go to SmackDown on Friday. I'm sure that's at least a good majority of or a good percentage of the people that were in there. Now,
Hmm.
getting down to the actual match of it all. When they step in the ring and both of them are smiling at each other, that was beautiful, man. Incredibly beautiful. However, when Javon slapped the shit out of Sammy, that's when I had to start laughing. I was like, oh, Javon is on man time. I'm not
Hmm.
gonna lie. That wasn't Javon Evans. That was Jay Malachi right there. That was not Javon. So I think there's nothing else that I can say other than when Javon eventually does get the call up, they need to run this back.
Yeah.
They
Oh yeah.
they need to they need to run this back. Like I think it's one of those things where it can be a best of seven. It can be one of those because Sammy's one of the few people that I could see keeping up. There that I could see keeping up with Javon. But also in terms of pacing, I there were a couple of times I thought Javon was actually going to win. I I was very, very surprised. And then of course they the camera turns to the crowd and we see Josh Briggs. Now, first off, Josh Briggs, I got a little bit of beef with you. Cause last week on NXT, you cut a promo before the match that you guys had last Saturday. And then you said that all of the fat podcasters should shut the fuck up. Now, I'm not fat. I don't consider myself in that weight class.
You, myself, I'm a big
However,
boy.
however, I do consider myself big backed, and I am a podcaster. So all I gotta say is, Javon, what you say fuck me for? Insert the 50. Insert the 50 Cent me. What you say fuck me for? Because I do nothing but show love to Josh Briggs. I've been talking about how this heel run, he's gotten more heat from that than he has. Hey, maybe in the majority of his time on NXT. And hey man, I wasn't the one chanting you can't wrestle on Tuesday. That's just me. That's just me. Anyway, he showed Josh Briggs in the crowd, and then Josh decides to fucking sucker punch Javon. At that point, I got a little heated. Because
Hmm.
why you gotta be a bitch like that?
I mean, you had to know, like as soon as they brought up, I knew Josh Briggs was going to be there.
Mhm.
As soon as they said, as soon as that Javon's music came on, I'm like, oh, okay. This is right before the big match the next night.
Yeah.
He's gonna Josh Briggs is gonna be there. And then as I was thinking that they said his opponent Josh Briggs, who is also in the arena tonight. I'm like, oh, yep. This match is ending in interference.
Yeah. And
Like from
so,
a from a storytelling standpoint though, I'm if I was Josh Briggs, he attacked the Sami Zayn, I'm probably like, what?
oh God, like who why do you focus on the match? Win the belt, brother. Like what?
Yeah, go, let Javon win the belt, but then you can kind of push that to be a title match the next night. What
Oh
are you doing?
God.
Use your brain, guys.
He wasn't thinking with the big brain energy.
Yeah, man. You gotta think about the big priorities.
But no, man. I think it was just such a crazy match. Like, there's nothing else I can say other than if he won this. First of all, I'm gonna start calling Javon a fucking kite because I purely believe that he might be capable of flight. Th-
That boy be bouncy.
oh God, that motherfucker is the literal incarnation of the Jordan logo.
Just call him Triggle.
Oh, not for real. Um, but no, Sammy of course retains, and I, the fact that Sammy held up Javon's hand once again. There are very few people in wrestling who I believe are genuinely great human beings. Sami Zayn is one of them.
Hmm.
Uh, class act, showmanship. However, whenever he ends up turning heel, because it's gonna happen at some point. Don't know when. It's gonna happen.
Amy as a heel?
Yeah, it's
Eh,
gonna happen at some point.
don't know.
Look,
Not for
man,
a long while, I don't think.
no, not for a long while. Like I think he's got so many other like bridges to burn, and there's so many stories from when he was left over on Raw that if they wanted to pick up, he's gonna have to be a face in. So I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. But when it does happen, it's gonna be sad to see all that nice shit go out the window.
Hmm.
All right, man. Before we get into this next match, I just want to say justice for my girl. Justice for the storm. You know, she done got cut up, y'all. She done got hurt. You know, she don't need the bread, but send bread her way if you want to help out with the hospital bills, you feel me? She already got a bag, but you know, if you generous enough. Um, all I'm saying is after the performance last Friday, and also I have while I do not dislike Tiffany Stratton the person, I do dislike this title run. So, and I have been notorious of saying that. So, with all that being said, we're pushing the Jade Cargill Women's Champion agenda for top of 2026. That's what we're pushing. That's what we're also pushing the Stephanie Vaquer new Women's Crown Jewel Champion
Oh, she better
agenda.
win. Oh, she better win.
That's the agenda I'm pushing. But anyway, man, let's talk about this Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, and Nia Jax match. I don't know where to start. Obviously, I know what people want to talk about. I know what we kind of have to talk about when it comes to that match.
Hmm.
Um, but all I'll say is y'all gonna stop. Y'all gonna get off Daphne, bro. Y'all need to chill on Daphne because I feel like while she may have messed up the count, I feel like it could have gone. I feel like there was a couple other things that went wrong with what was planned, and she
Hmm.
was just trying to react on the fly.
Hmm.
Also, them refs get fined whenever they mess up the counts, dog. So trust me, ain't nothing y'all saying is heard more than what the pockets are doing.
Hmm.
Anyway, man, I've been yapping. What do you what did you think about the match?
It, I feel like it was decent, but like you can't get past the arrows. I'm sorry, I don't remember anything good from that match. Honestly, I just remember the arrows of it, and unfortunately, I think it impacts all three of them, including Daphne, the referee, so all four of them,
Yeah,
and I think this is like a blemish that all four of them went to a race, and unfortunately, it's gonna stick to them for a little bit.
bro. I will say it's incredibly funny how for the last like week or so, because again, I do think out of everyone in that match, Jade Cargill looked the best performance wise. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. After that match, anyone that says that she can't carry a match or anyone that says that she can't hold her own, go watch
Hmm.
that. Cause wow, again, I'm right there with you. Not a great match. That shit, she did her thing. Especially when she did the Samoan drop on the stairs. Come on.
Hmm.
And also that image of her when she came up and she was leaking. I
Hmm.
yeah. Real menacing really helps the character. Now,
Hmm.
on the real though, I yeah, I'm with you. I can't see past the errors. And like I'm trying to there are things that were good about it. Like to go back to what I said about Jay's performance and things of that nature, but it's just like dog. For a match that, in my humble opinion, no one had asked for.
Hmm.
We had gotten tired of seeing Tiffany beat Jade. We had gotten tired of seeing Nia Jax insert herself in the picture. Honestly, I've been saying this for months. Send Nia to Raw. She is perfect
Hmm.
for Raw. However, I fully actually let me not say that because what I was about to say was a lot of dirt sheet gossip that I don't even fully believe. What I will say though, she would be a perfect contender for the women's world champion picture, women's world heavyweight championship picture.
Hmm.
I think she would fit in that scene perfectly. Um, this was just this was a it, yeah, for a match that nobody really wanted. It was just a mess, just an utter mess.
Yeah, like at this point, like if this would have been the moment to take the belt off of Tiffany, give it to Jade while protecting Tiffany,
Yes.
but like she's the purpose of this match, like since Stephanie won. Like I don't like, yeah, it continues for Wayne and it gives us a solid match, a potentially solid match from Stephanie with Kiara and Tiffany shot and Jewel. But after that, like I don't know how much longer I want to see Tiffany Stratton as champion. Like I'm starting to get bored of her. Yeah, I've been bored of
Yeah.
her for a while now. So like,
I think I think the biggest thing is we gotta have an opponent shakeup. We gotta have we desperately need one.
yeah, honestly, I kind of wish Naomi cashed in on Tiffany, even though it had the great moment.
Yeah.
I really wish she cashed in on Tiffany at this point. Then we had,
Nah,
then we had another reason to go back to the Jay Cardell and Naomi rivalry.
Yeah,
Then we could have seen like Nia Jax and Naomi beefing, which they have history, their family. That could have been fun. Like
yeah,
I feel like it would have been a lot more like given what we know now, it wouldn't have been long. But I feel like I feel like Stephanie was guaranteed to become champion at some point. We could have had like Julia win or that looking back how we had the like we could have had like this would have been a good chance for Jay Cordell if maybe we could catch it on Tiffany
yeah,
instead. Like I don't know what else I need to see from Tiffany, but like there's nothing else. And if she wins a
yeah.
crown jewel, I might be pissed.
Yeah, no. If she wins a crown, there, I think I texted this as soon as the match was made. There's no way you could. There's no way you could convince me that Tiffany Stratton is going to beat Stephanie Vaquer. I'll stand on it. And again, I'm not a Tiffany Stratton hater. I'm not a Tiffany Stratton like. I'll give credit where credit's due. Solid, solid
Mhm.
wrestler, solid character. Little monotone at times, but solid. Also, amazing NXT Women's Champion run. I'll give her that.
She lost what in a women's champion. That's a shame. I definitely forgot about all of that reign.
I think that was because um Becky Lynch was champion like either right before her or right after her. Again,
Yeah.
timelines are confusing to me. So that probably overshadowed it. Anyway, I think there needs to be an opponent shakeup. Chelsea Green needs to be moved up. She needs to be in that picture. There's a couple of women
Oh, she
that
could
could be
even
moved
settle
into that
one.
bigger.
She
Huh?
she would have been the perfect person to win if that belt was vacated.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. I think honestly, after this match, whatever happens after Crown Jewel, I don't want to see Tiffany anywhere near Jade. I don't want to see Tiffany anywhere near Nia again. Now, this is gonna have to delay because we know the inevitable is gonna be Jade is gonna get the belt. They've been teasing and working and building towards it for too long.
Do we know? Because like this is what Thor shot of the belt in 2 months.
This is fair. This is fair.
She lost at SummerSlam. She lost on a random SmackDown, and she lost on a
Yeah.
triple threat on a random SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
this is the whole triple moment.
I think at this point, honestly, yeah, that's a very fair point. Um,
See, I think they're waiting for Bianca to come back.
most definitely, most definitely. So in that case, then I think the biggest thing I need to ask is, hey Bianca, so your finger, right? So
Oh,
your finger,
you're telling me you need your finger to wrestle? That's crazy.
like, what's up with the finger? That's all I want to know. Like, how's the mobility going? Obviously, speedy recovery. Hope you're in great health. All that, blah 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 blah. Um, but can you come back and save the SmackDown Women's Division?
Like, like split. Like I don't know. Like make Charlotte Alexa a double champion for this at this point. Like do
Yo,
something.
I'm
Well, let's
not gonna
see. Two about
lie.
Alexa.
Two belt Alexa, I would not be mad at because I'm not gonna lie. If you put two belts on Charlotte Flair right now, I don't think that's going over like people would think.
I don't care. Right now she's better. She's a lot. She should hold WrestleMania.
That's
Great. No,
fair.
let me not say that because she's actually having fun right now. But like, I'd much rather at this point have Charlotte Flair as champion. Like,
Shit, who you telling? Um, yeah, she should have lost. Oh my God, she should have lost that Mania. Oh my God. Anyway, man, let's get into No Mercy because I feel like the more we talk about this match, we're gonna keep going, and I'm not trying to just spend an hour hating on some shit. So we have No Mercy in Fort Lauderdale last Saturday. We had Jada Parker, who was a surprise opponent for Sol Ruka because Laney Reed was apparently injured during training. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know anyone who was super excited to see Laney go up against it. I know we talked about it on the podcast last week that we thought that this was going to be the start of a Laney push. I think that we're still seeing that, which we'll talk about a little bit when we talk about NXT,
Hmm.
uh, the episode that happened on Tuesday. But we got the we got the match. We still got the speed match. It was just Sol Ruka versus Jada Parker. I'm not
Hmm.
gonna lie, this was way better than I'm pretty sure whatever they could have put together for Laney and Soul, just because of the fact of there's no story going on there between the two of them.
Yeah.
This one, there were like three different stories that were intersecting because we know that the Zaruka split is coming. We
Hmm.
saw Lash Legend come and interfere because Jada was the opponent. So
Hmm.
that story goes, which we immediately got a follow up on this Tuesday on NXT.
Hmm.
And then we had the actual match itself between Jada and Soul. Like, yeah, speedy recovery to Laney Reed. Let's start with that. However, you couldn't tell me that this wasn't better than whatever they could have planned.
Yeah. I mean, it was a solid match. So I mean, it was a
Yeah.
good match. I feel like we would have gotten a good match with Sulika and Delaney Lane. What her face is, but like
Laney Reed.
Laney Reed. My apologies. Uh, but it was a good match with two established stars. But like, I definitely didn't expect a title change to happen after that. Or after Jada Parker got in the match.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing. I definitely thought that Laney was going to take the title off of Soul because I'm not going to lie. Soul, that women's North American title is being neglected like a motherfucker.
Hmm. Yeah, the issue with it
Uh,
being issues with Doe Champ.
yeah. Man, when do you think the Zaruka split's going to happen? Do we think Halloween Havoc?
Ooh, my brain is coming up with stuff to make it happen to where it comes Tuesday.
Ooh. You think you think there's going to be a traitor amongst Team NXT?
Oh, for sure. Are you kidding me? They left off Jordan Grace and Joe Henry off the teams. Oh, someone is getting betrayed. And you got Chuck Williams on the same team as Ricky Stanks. Yeah, no. Like that, somebody is definitely someone. I smelled a Judas in the room. I don't know who it is, but I could potentially see a world where Zarya attacks Solrica.
Mhm.
But I don't think that's the most probable thing, if anything. So basically, I see. Halloween Havoc. I can see. 'Cause that's when Lacey Reed gets her title shot. You're like a trios match, a triple match with uh, Vice and Soruka. I think
Mhm.
that I can see. I can see that happening now.
Okay. Okay. Not mad at that. Um. All right. Let's go into the next match. Javon Evans versus Josh Briggs, man. Um, good match. Solid match. Dope opening match. Super cookie cutter, I'm not gonna lie. However, screaming, was it this? No, no, it was on Tuesday when he had the match against Bourne that they were screaming that he can't wrestle. But
Mhm.
Josh, I'm not gonna lie, man. Jo- as a big man, maybe it's because we're in an era where big men are not moving like big men in wrestling.
Mhm.
Josh moves like a typical big man. And so I think
Mhm.
that's where the disconnect lies in terms of his style.
Yes.
Like you're not going to see Josh turn into Jacob Fatu and end up doing a moonsault.
No. No.
You're not seeing that.
For real. That happens for now.
Yeah.
Maybe like a one off in a big match for now.
you're not like he's not AJ Francis where he keeps trolling with the with where he keeps trolling with the flips. No, he's not doing any of that. However, I do think in terms of playing to the crowd,
Hmm.
Josh is one of the best at it, and it was demonstrated in this match.
Yes.
I think when he had the upper hand on Javon, and then he was like, "Oh, is this your guy? This the young OG?" And then he just starts mollywhopping, bro. Look, man, I told y'all, and I said on this very podcast that I was tired of Javon Evans getting beat up by white men. However, that got a chuckle out of me. That was kind of funny. Overall, I think that this was I'm happy that we got a definitive end to this, or I'm hoping for a
Hmm.
definitive end because I don't want them to revisit this beef.
I think so. But I don't think there's no way to get back to it.
Yeah, like the feud got did what it needed to do.
Hmm.
Wasn't great enough that we got to revisit. Um, however, a feud that I do think that we need to revisit. JC and Lola. After all this is said and done, JC and Lola we need to revisit because this match on Saturday,
Hmm.
I will never believe the fact that I said this, but I'm gonna say it. Lola Vice was robbed. Absolutely robbed, dog.
Hmm.
I truly believe that she should have won on Saturday. However, they are pushing the new Fatal Influence. They are pushing the new member Fatal Influence and everything like that. So gotta had to do it in some way. JC Jane has been NXT Women's Champion for 123 days.
Really surprising. Huh? Good for all. But
Yes,
like,
very.
no, I feel like no one would have thought that.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have, but not out of hate. I think she's a solid worker. I think she's dope in ring, and I think that as a character, she's starting to grow on me.
Hmm.
I, however, I feel like there's still very much the inevitable stink of, hey, you are a transitional champion. So it seems like they're just drawing out who are we transitioning to?
A
Blake is
good
there.
question.
Jordan hasn't gotten a title shot in how God knows how long.
But she
Honestly,
did beat Jordan though.
yeah, yeah.
Like honestly, I thought Lola Lace was a guaranteed pick. The part of me still thinks she is. But like
I
that was her hometown.
yeah, that's my thing. Like it's that this is gonna be so very funny given the other example I'm about to bring up. Two matches this year where I was like, these are surefire picks to win. And then
Hmm.
next thing you know, they both end up getting screwed.
Hmm.
Mike Santana and Lola Vice.
Hmm.
Two like however, the only
Was
thing I do like about the fact that JC is women's champ right now for NXT,
mhm,
she is a homegrown indie wrestler. She's not like most of the NXT where they're coming in from NIL or anything like that. Like she is straight from the indies.
mhm.
But nah, what were you about to say? My bad, before I cut you off.
I was gonna ask the Mike Santana, was that the Trick Williams match that happened once already?
Yeah, the Slammiversary one.
Yeah, I think yeah, we'll get to that later. But yeah, I honestly can't think of who they have in line to beat JC Lane right now. Like unless it's they have what's her name? What partner's name? I'm terrible at name, Charles.
Fallon
What's her
Henley.
partner? Henry. Unless they have full beat her. But right now I don't see that. So I guess my only other guess will probably be let's see, has she fought Gina Parker yet? Must have.
For the title? No.
Still Luca, but like right now she has her own belts. And
However, I'm not gonna lie. You brought up Jada Parker. Jada should not be anywhere in that title picture, dog. I think, while I get it, Jada's one of the bigger names in that women's division. I don't
Hmm.
think the in-ring ability is there yet. I
Okay.
don't think it's there yet.
Okay. Then I honestly don't know who else, unless they want it back. Want it? Well, they have like the traditional like brand supremacy, where it's like two people who don't like each other beef in the Survivor Series match, and then the Vice and Jason Lane have beef with each other in the match. I can see that being a possibility, and then them winning it back. But like, I don't know who else besides the Vice for now, unless
I'm not.
unless Blake Monroe. But
But
a
the thing
heel
about
versus heel.
yeah, that's my only thing. Okay, so let me be a little delusional here, right? Let
Okay,
me throw out something.
I'll let you cut.
So we don't get a chance to cover TNA a lot on here, even though
Hmm.
we talk about TNA with all the NXT stuff. But
Hmm.
TNA had Victory Road last Friday.
Yes.
Um, Ash by Elegance vacated the belt for anyone who didn't know. So they ended up having a battle royale to see who would be the last two to go ahead and fight for a one-on-one title shot for the belt. Lei
Hmm.
Yingli and Kaylani Jordan ended up getting the shots. So singles match between Lei Yingli and Kaylani Jordan. Kaylani ends up winning. So Kaylani is
Hmm.
now our new TNA Knockouts champion. As you can see, I think she's somewhere behind me in my background.
No, she's on the other side of it.
Uh,
She's not in
anyway,
control.
damn. Then anyway, I say all of that to say, what if let's move past invasion, showdown, whatever the fuck they're calling it now. We'll
Hmm.
talk about that in a little bit. We get past everything that's happening next Tuesday. Kaylani holds the belt until Bound for Glory. I'm gonna hate saying this. She's gonna drop the belt to Indy Hartwell probably. So
Okay.
she loses she loses the belt to Indy Hartwell. But that puts her, because she is a recent world title champion, in the picture to be the perfect face to beat JC Jane. Again,
Hmm.
little delusional, but there's the one thing I usually try and do things in sequence, so I don't want to like mess shit up. But the one thing I'll say is that when JC and Kaylani were talking on Tuesday, JC called her backstabbing, a whole lot of names. It was getting a little personal there.
Hmm.
So I could see that being the build to a beef where eventually Kaylani is the one to knock off JC.
Let me fill this out though.
Go ahead.
What if they didn't cancel Invasion? They just pushed it back. Because Santino said this is a showcase, and this is what they're calling it now. It's a showcase.
Yeah.
So what if the pushing back an Invasion to be a PLE? Well, it was what the original Invasion was. WWE versus WCW's match.
Yeah.
People match up.
Yeah.
So what if they push it back? What if something major happened on Tuesday, which, or like NXT, like TNA wins, Mac faction. What
Yeah.
if that caused an invasion to have call for a pay-per-view, and then we start to see champions versus champions? Then we get just streamline your Keon and Jordan match. Be a title for title. See, I still think this is setting up to reveal a WWE part TNA,
Mhm.
but they in a more and we get that match. I think that's when we see a TNA champion win the NXT title instead of
Mm.
instead of an NXT champion winning the TNA title.
I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it. Not mad at it. Also, not gonna lie, just thought of something. If you listen to the episode, for all my drinkers out there, go ahead and take a shot every time Sears messes up a name. I just want y'all to say that. I
Okay,
want.
listen here, you fool. Just take a shot every time that's absolutely mispronounced. says the wrong thing. Like we'll call them.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no,
Because trust
if
me,
that's the case, if
they'll
that's the
get
case, then folks is getting wasted.
yeah. I was about to say they'll be gone by now.
Oh man, but no. The fact that Lola got attacked, just getting back to the whole like thing. The fact that Lola
Hmm.
got attacked by a mystery member of Fatal Influence, which again, we're already jumping to Tuesday's episode. We might as well just go right into it. So it was Lady Reed, which was the most obvious fucking thing ever if you had watched the segments, because Lady was spewing unneeded hate towards Lola to begin with, and then
Hmm.
was basically riding fucking JC Jane's strap up. Like it was just no. I said what I said. I was like, do I want to take that back? No. I said
I
what I
must say
said.
you can't take that back. Like this is a recording, my guy.
Yeah. Also, I'm talking about characters, not the actual people. Um. Fuck was I saying? Oh yeah. So all I'm saying is this Lady Reed push. If if you're gonna work so hard on me to make me a Lola Vice fan, you're gonna give her this build, give her the promo packages, have her work double time between Triple A, and NXT. Oh yeah, yeah, y'all. This Lady Reed push better be worth something,
Hmm.
especially if she's poised to join especially she's poised to be the next member of Fatal Influence, obviously after she heals up and shit. Which I now have to ask. That couldn't have possibly been her in the mask. Like it may have was supposed to have been her in the mask, but we would have seen the boot. And I'm sure that they don't want their athletes walking around without the boot. Sound like a Canadian when I say that. The boot.
I mean, is she actually injured?
Yeah, like the pictures that she posted, that shit looks a little fucked up. This is not
Then
a Seth Rollins situation.
so like, what if we're wrong? What if it's not?
The only reason I say is like it kind of has to be her because she kind of tossed her the mask on Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's also
I don't know.
it's also WWE where like they'll do things that well it doesn't make sense and try to justify it.
Yeah,
Like let it
like
be. Let it
y'all,
co-
like you remember when there was apparently Sean Spears who did the RKO on John before
Mhm.
Backlash. That was funny. Um, all right, man. We've been talking a lot about NXT. We're gonna talk about NXT a little bit more. Um, I'm not gonna lie, man. That NXT locker room is growing a lot, and
Mhm.
there are a lot of people who we talk all the time about. We need roster shakeups on the main roster. Let call ups are needed. We say a lot on this podcast that the draft is overdue.
Mhm.
So just give me like five overdue NXT call ups, and what brand you would put whatever the superstar is on.
Well, I think the first one is the most obvious one, given dozens of mostly Oba.
Absolutely,
We would
absolutely.
put Oba on
Oh shit, we
SmackDown.
did not talk about that match. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will put Oba on SmackDown.
Yeah,
Keep him away from Gunter, which would set up a big clash of titans,
yeah.
and it would give. Honestly, I like Damien versus Oba would be fun.
Damien versus Oba would be a crazy match.
Jacob Fatu versus Oba will be
Even
fun.
crazier match.
Honestly, like an Aleister Black versus Oba, two physical wrestlers would be fun.
Could you imagine Oba no selling a black mass?
He would be the one person I wouldn't be upset about. No selling it.
Bro, if if Obafemi no sells a black mass, whatever arena that's in is going to erupt.
Or like maybe not like no sells it, but like falls down to a knee, setting for second one.
Yeah, maybe.
But like, oh, was my first one. What about you?
Um, I'm not gonna lie. I think this is overdue, and I'm drafting him to the same brand. He's going to SmackDown. Ethan Page.
Mm.
I think with all the work that he's been doing with Chelsea Green, it's a very easy route to call him up. Granted,
Hmm.
we've now started to heal the Wagner Jr. story. So it's like, okay, they obviously have to close that out first, but it's like, damn, man, like
I mean, they could do that on the main roster, but like not with the belt, no mega belt. But
that's true. Because we have seen AAA stars show up on we have seen AAA stars show up on SmackDown.
hmm
So yeah, man, I feel like Ethan is the perfect person to not only bring some character and really extend the Secret Hervis, but to also just make it like a full on. Don't change the name of the faction, by the way. Keep it the Secret Hervis, but just have a dude in there to kind of extend that arm into the men's division, and then imagine like him and Sammy having a match, and the whole time, him and Sammy are having a little promo feud. Ethan's talking about how he's the better Canadian.
hmm
That would be hilarious.
yeah,
Imagine fucking uh so you know how Kit Wilson on SmackDown right now is doing the whole toxic masculinity thing?
hmm
Imagine Ethan goes to SmackDown. Kit Wilson is there again spouting the whole thing. And then Ethan is like, "Yeah, I like it." Tries to make a friend out of Kit and then puts Kit and then instantly uses Kit as a way to interfere in someone else's match and then betrays him right then and there. I feel like there's so many different ways to utilize Ethan's character on SmackDown right now to make storylines a little bit more interesting. And
hmm
also, again, if the momentum behind Chelsea Green is actualizing herself and should actualize herself into being a real contender for Tiffany's title, excuse me, that means that the Secret Harvest or that whole faction in and of itself might need to add more firepower to look like an actual dominant stable on the brand.
hmm
But that's just me. Who's your second pick?
I can pick. Let's go with Jordan Grace to SmackDown.
Yeah, I feel like if we run back Jordan and Julia versus for the US title right now, that would be a cook. That would be a
Hmm.
match.
Yeah.
Shoot, you could even have Jordan and Jordan and Michin. They both have TNA history. Now
hmm
that the TNA deal's there, we can start acknowledging some of that. Jordan could come to SmackDown and be like, "Hey, I'm new on here. I've heard about your work in TNA. You're a legend. I respect you. How about we try and go after the tag titles? I know that's what you've been wanting." Because that was a storyline that they just dropped.
hmm
Because let's be honest, I don't think as much as I want for Michin to get the US belt,
He's not getting it.
I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
So let's pivot into something where she can actually get some gold. Not
hmm
only does it build up, not only does it build up Jordan by having her go up against stars like Alexa and Charlotte,
hmm
but it also it kind of is essentially the same thing of what Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker were. The same benefits, damn near.
hmm
So that's what I would that
What a terrible
I
cut
could
that
see that.
was. Baron Corbin, I forgot about that. How bad it was. He was getting elbow. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Continue. He's your second pick.
My thing is no, because let's sit here for 2 seconds. I'm gonna tell you my second pick, but let's sit here for 2 seconds. He was getting over when he was with Braun.
Yeah, they love to do that to people.
Yeah. Um. Fuck. Okay, my second pick. Oh, Wes motherfucking Lee. This is way
Mm,
overdue. Way
yeah.
overdue. Like Wesley, after the run he's had as North American champion, should have gotten an NXT title shot by now. Should have gotten an NXT championship run by now. But cool. Regardless, hindsight. What you can do instead of doing the sneaky. oh, we gonna write you off potential call up that they did to Tony D'Angelo. They could have did that to Wesley because that motherfucker has been absent from NXT TV.
Mhm.
Absent. So having Wes go, not I think having Wes go to main roster, he can now. I would put him on Raw. Fuck it, put him on Raw.
Okay.
With Austin Theory out, Raw needs a young hot shot who's ready to get to it. I
Mhm.
think Wes can do that. Also, he can be a way better heel than Austin Theory was. All Wes needs to do is Wes, when you go to the main roster, them locks better be there. Them locks better be there, brother. I don't know what to tell you. So I would have Wes go. I would have Wes. Honestly, I would have Wes just start bodying people. Have Wes pick up his beef with Dominic Mysterio or something like that. They go ahead, have a match. He doesn't need to get the IC title just yet, but cool,
Mhm.
whatever. And then I seriously would just start picking like all the mid carders. Just start picking through them. Wes can be dominating. We know that Wes works well when he is actually dominating and booked well to be dominating. So I think let's keep that momentum up. However, I don't care what Triple H says. Triple H says, I don't see color. I'm sorry, brother. As much as I want to believe you, the evidence is against you because we've seen how it works people of when people of my complexion are brought up to your roster and you book
Mhm.
them, i.e. a Carmelo Hayes. Shoot. Even if you sent West to SmackDown, him against Carmelo Hayes would cook.
Yeah.
Or I don't think we ever got this match when they were both in Lucha Underground, so I would want to see it now. West versus Penta.
Ooh. West versus Way. Phoenix.
Oh, oh, that'd be crazy.
Mhm.
Send West to the main roster. That's all I'm gonna say. Who's
Yeah.
your third pick?
So we could have won.
Soul Rook in the Raw?
Mhm. Once she dropped the belts, I think she should drop the North American to Zarya and whoever the speed to whoever they want. But like I think Sorbuka could bring some energy to at least some fresh blood to the mid card title scene. Like imagine like a Sorbuka versus the AJ Lee or like Sorbuka versus Becky Lynch. Or honestly,
Yeah,
put up against Cedric McHale.
I'm
You
not
know
gonna
how fun
lie.
that match is going to be?
That would be
That'd
fun.
be great.
I'm not gonna lie though. A Soul versus Lyra Valkyria. That
Hmm.
could go crazy. The only thing is that it is face versus face.
It's fun.
Mm,
That's fine. We had face versus face with Io versus Stephanie. It's fine.
that's fair.
Oh,
Ooh,
Io versus Solo Luca. Oh my
that'd be a
God.
crazy match.
Oh, who's your next?
Oh, um, oh, let's talk about it. It's gotta be Trick.
Oh yeah.
Kind of gotta be Trick.
What's
I
up?
feel like whenever, because I am a firm believer that he has to drop the belt at Bound for Glory. I am a firm believer,
Oh yeah.
standing on it. So I think that as soon as Trick drops the belt, send his ass over to Raw.
Hmm.
Send his ass over to Raw.
Really?
I
Wow.
want to see him
You want to do SmackDown?
because I know exactly what they're gonna do if it's SmackDown. And I told you. The first off, they all because let's be so for real. If we run into Trick Mello shit back, you shouldn't have done it at Homecoming. I'm so sorry. I'm still a firm believer of it. It was a good match, but you shouldn't have done it at Homecoming. That was such a time for NXT when that storyline was going on that
Hmm.
should have waited till Maine. Should have waited till Maine. That and besides, I feel like if you put both of them on the same brand, oh no. Triple H is going to try and make them like the Crime Time players. The Prime Time players.
Really?
It's going to make them like Crime Time.
Wasn't he in charge of them uh back when they went in TNA NXT together?
Um, I think he was either on the way out because remember, I think he was on the way out and up. But remember, Vince did like a year of the NXT 2.0 era
Mm,
in charge of booking it. I the only reason I remember that is because I literally was just watching a video on the history of NXT a couple of weeks, no, maybe a week ago, and I
hmm
remember that. But um, also my thing is I genuinely don't think that Triple H is a bad booker. I think that he just has to answer to too many people. So like
Yeah, I agree.
then then that's where the disparity comes from. So
Yes.
it's not that I don't believe that Triple H could book them well together. I also think that you're gonna put them to the wayside because you have to answer to, the money.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, man, I'd put Trick on Raw. I'd have him. I'm not gonna lie. Put Trick up against a Rusev. I want to see how that goes. Put Trick up
Oh,
against because Trick and Ilya had great matches, so that tells me that Trick can go up against really intense physical dudes. So
okay.
and also really intense technical dudes. So put him with the Sheamus, put him with the Rusev, have him find ways, especially for keeping the same heel persona. Have him find ways to get out of it. Like, have him find ways to get out of it where he's not just relying on his strength. That would be what I would do.
Okay.
Or to smooth talk his way into an alliance of some sort. That'd be cool.
Hmm.
Imagine him smooth talking his way into the New Day,
Okay.
and then that ends up starting beef with Grayson Waller, and then they have a feud together. Bless you, brother.
Thank you.
No problem. But I think that could go. I think that could go crazy. I think Trick should go in Raw.
Okay.
Um, However, I will admit SmackDown does need heels. So
Yeah.
who's your
Definitely a heel tag team, but anyway.
yeah?
Uh
Who's your next pick?
ooh. Next pick. Honestly, JC Jane and
Fallon
her
Henley.
name Henry. Yeah. And send them to either brand, honestly.
I'm not mad at it. We need more female tags.
Honestly, put them on SmackDown. They can go against the Secret Horus.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be upset with that. Not one
that could be
bit.
fun. That could be fun for sure. I'm not mad at it. Um, so I feel like we already know this is coming because the last time we saw him, it was kind of evident. Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I'm gonna be so fair with you. I know that it's happening. I know that it has to happen. He's good as a heel, so send him to SmackDown because SmackDown needs heels. My thing is, I
Mhm.
just don't know how to repackage him because you can't do the mafia shit.
Yeah.
Um, I think if you repackage him, you, well, yeah, I genuinely have no idea where the fuck to put him, what the fuck to put him as. I think you genuinely might have to do it almost a prototype type thing. I think he would have to play into that.
Hmm.
He's new, doesn't know where to go. He's getting mollywopped after mollywopped after mollywopped on his first couple appearances. So much so that it gets the crowd kind of behind him almost. Then they start to feel a little bit sad for him. And then that's when you start picking the role, almost like trying to recreate not some Daniel Bryan type shit, but damn near.
Okay. I think you don't completely go away with it. I think you kind of do what they do with Sheamus. Well, it's like he's not completely like an Italian mobster, but like he still has like the traits, kind of like how Sheamus is with his eye, with like being Irish and like they keep like they lean into the drinking, they lean into like the sobriety, like they
Yeah,
they, they lean into it all. I think
I
you
see
can
what you're
kind of do
saying.
that with him. And honestly, I would put him on a wall where you have. I feel like he's someone who can go well with people of similar size to him. You put
Mhm.
him up against the Rusev, you put him up against the Sheamus, you put him up against people with a similar build. And honestly, I think you put him just gonna be a brawl, honestly.
That's fair. I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. Shit. Um, let's do one more. Let's do
Oh,
one more
one
for me.
more.
Yeah, let's do one more.
Let's see. Honestly, Cam Paxley.
I'm not mad at that, especially with how they are pulling Lyra Valkyria more and more into Tatum
Hmm.
Paxley's world again and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, and also I think there needs to be more going on with Lyra that isn't the Bailey story because I've been on here saying that I am not a fan.
Yeah, you're a hater. Anyway.
A little bit.
And it seems like they're actually setting up that direction to like they're trying to separate her from the calling.
Mhm.
And I think like having Lila like still being mentioned, I think is like a way for her to come and stable and then take her with her to the main roster.
Yeah, I think that could definitely be dope. Oh, how did I forget this? I talk about this woman basically every time we talk about NXT damn near. The bougie bully, Lash Legend.
As a reference
Need
to
it.
that, if you didn't mention Hall, oh,
Need it.
I just looked up on my screen and I see Charlotte Flair and Liv Flair.
That's fire.
That's so strange. I thought like she was a Tampa Bay guy. I'm actually upset anyway. That's really
Um,
crazy of him. Real typical.
but
Probably.
no, I'm going for Lash Legend, the bougie bully. Um, I was thinking that back when they had the whole Naomi and Jade beef, that would be a perfect way to bring her up, to have her
Mhm.
be like not a sidekick, but for lack of a better word, a sidekick to Naomi or something like that.
Like the heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So honestly, again, Jade Cargill looks like she's not getting a SmackDown Women's title anytime soon.
Hmm.
You call up Lash Legend, put the two of them together. That is a team that I genuinely think could take the titles off of Alexa and Charlotte.
Hmm.
According to Wikipedia, the Charlotte
Eh,
Hornets are an American professional
Alexa,
basketball
stop.
team based in
Alexa,
Charlotte,
stop.
North.
Thank you. That is a team that I definitely think could take the belts off of Charlotte Flair and her compatriot. Apologies if you are listening. My Alexa started acting up.
Alexa, talk about Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair tag team one.
You're in my headphones, brother.
Right,
I was
I
waiting for
forgot
you to
you were them.
realize.
Yeah,
Uh,
you should get to that for like 5 seconds.
but no. Yeah, I definitely think that Lash is someone who I could see on SmackDown. I think this whole segment just tells folks SmackDown needs a roster change.
Yeah, we definitely put a lot of people on SmackDown.
Yeah, but man, all right. Real quick, I do want to touch on because I realized I put the cart in front of the horse. We didn't really talk about the Oba Femi Ricky match. Long story short, great match, super super dope. After 263 days as champion, Oba Femi is no longer champion. It's absolute Ricky Saints.
Did I call it? Did I say this last week?
I don't think so. I think we both kind of had it going for Oba.
I feel like I did the ham motion. I have a call, but like I think I said like he is a possibility, but fault of retaining Maul.
Mhm.
I feel like I said I would have been surprised, and I should have called it. So they will hype me up to have Trick Williams and Oba match, won't they?
Yeah, that was a swerve. I thought that we were definitely gonna. I thought that they were definitely building towards the title for title,
Yeah,
like a real title for title.
I'm glad they did it, but
So
what if Oba interfered in the match on Tuesday?
I would be so fucking annoyed because Oba, I don't want to see you on my screen until next Friday or until
The or the Royal Rumble,
yeah.
give him a break.
What's that? Today's Thursday. Oba, I don't want to see you on my screen until tomorrow. We're recording this on the Thursday. I want to see you on the USA Network, not the CW, buddy. Um, I guess if you're international, it's all Netflix for you guys, so you don't really care where you see
Lucky
it.
y'all, lucky
But
y'all.
but no, man, let's hop into Raw. Um, that was a great segue. Speaking of Netflix, yeah, let's hop into Raw. Um, we had Dominic Mysterio go up against Rusev for the IC championship. I definitely knew that Rusev was not winning this. However, um, I thought that there was. Mm, no, let me not even say that because it's too early to pull the trigger on. Well, not too early to pull the trigger on him versus Finn, but it would have been sped up if there was some interference
Mm,
from a JD or a Finn. But I think I'm just a little annoyed that they didn't even like touch on it or pick that up. It's like,
yeah,
damn, you should at least apologize to JD.
yeah. Did I can't recall. Did they interfere in the match?
No, they didn't interfere.
I guess that was them just like leaving him alone.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a clean win, was it?
Let
No.
me
The
double check.
Americanos.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I think it was definitely one of the Americanos. No, it wasn't the Americanos because the Americanos went up against Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. That was what they had going on.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
yeah, like
So,
oh, I think overall this leads into the great point that I was trying to say. It was a cool match, dope match. However, these two don't have enough chemistry to really make me believe that these brothers are interesting enough to build this out to a whole thing like they're trying to, you know?
mhm.
I did like the Eddie Guerrero homage, and I saw Big E say a quote that say that only when it comes to the chair spots that Eddie used to do, only Dom should do it from this point
Mhm.
on. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
However, when Melo did that shit, I think he did that during the Game 7 series or something like that. That was funny.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't maybe it was just the fact of it was too early in the card, but it it really felt like okay, it felt incredibly predictable. The pacing was a little bit off, like, and again, not crazy about the chemistry of things, but we do know that Dom can work really well with super like physical styles.
Hmm.
So I think at this point, let's just pull the trigger on. Let's just pull the trigger on Finn and JD, bro. We gotta pull the trigger. They've drawn this
Honestly,
out. They've
yeah.
drawn this out a little too long. However, I do believe that a lot of this is gonna. No, it was clean. He did it with a roll up while
Ah,
Eddie Arango was fixing the turnbuckle. So kind of not clean, but kind of clean.
okay. I at this point, I see Rusev being the one to win it because not only does it, and I think he wins it with JD and Finn pulling the trigger, because then it sets
Mm,
up that storyline, but it also gives Rusev a title, which I think he deserves at this point. So he's been
mm,
dominant as of late. So like, can potentially see someone being set up for. a crown jewel. Well, we said gets the belt there, and we see the trigger pull there.
Mm. No
Because
man,
I
but
agree. Because when it's crown jewel, that's in like what 2 weeks? The 18th,
yeah.
yeah,
No, it's the 12th, so like a
the
week and a half.
12th. Okay, so hmm. So there's only one wall left. I think we see the rematch set up on Monday, and then we see the show happen on Crown Jewel. Is my guess.
Yeah. So it's on the 11th. That was my bad. So
Oh,
next
okay,
Saturday.
okay.
So yeah. Um, man, I don't know, dog. Like I genuinely don't know. I do see Bruce like if AJ Styles couldn't even get the IC belt, that's my only thing. If AJ Styles couldn't even get the IC belt, how I think Rusev should be rewarded because he has done crazy as of late and he has put on super dope matches.
Hmm.
Especially that Clash in Paris match with Sheamus. I think that was dope.
Oh yeah,
Um, but damn, I don't like in my mind, the probability of him getting the belt just isn't that high.
no one has to, and I think like if they're setting up Dom to be a baby face, have him losing to a heel
Yeah,
and a baby face man, where he gets betrayed by his teammates and goes from there. Because
that's
a face
fair.
is not because you shouldn't do that with a face. And
Yeah,
I think we both know that they're going to cost him the belt, a belt.
that's true. He is down two belts.
So him lose that belt, unless you go to lose what we've been talking about with Rey Mysterio and Survivor Series and all that
Yeah,
stuff. But I think at some point he's going to lose it. And I think Rusev is a good person to lose it too if they do that mantle.
that's fair. Um, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think, yeah, honestly, I think it would be more now that I think about it a little bit more in depth. Yeah, you might be right because having Ray and Dom beef over the AAA Mega Campeonato works super well in that favor and fits that storyline.
Mhm.
Having Rusev beat him for the IC, yeah,
And maybe it's not the full trigger, but the trigger, the seeds are planted with Rusev winning the belt.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not mad at that at all. Um, LA Knight randomly had a match against Kofi Kingston. That, but again, random banger. I'm not mad at it because I'm tired of the repetitiveness on Raw.
Hmm.
I feel it feels like every week we come in here and we talk about the same things that are going down.
Hmm.
So look, man, everyone in the New Day has been a world champion except for Xavier. When are we pulling the trigger on Xavier getting at least a mid card title?
I don't think we are, to be honest. I think, like, I don't see a world where that happens right now. Also, I think since he won the King of the Ring tournament, we're not seeing it.
Yeah.
So that's what he really wanted the whole time. Is I mean, obviously you go into wrestling wanting to be a world champion, but like
Mhm.
King of the Ring was his dream.
Yeah, King of the Ring was the thing that made him want to be a wrestler to begin with.
So like that was his moment. I don't know if he wants a moment. Like,
That's fair. He might just be trying to ride out the rest of his career with Kofi.
yeah, because Kofi's contract is coming up. I don't think I think I felt like he was signing after this contract ends. Like I think he was retiring. So Xavier has to be the same age. It's
The
like
Kofi King,
he was in the early days of TNA.
he was in the OG NXT. That's how old Xavier is.
I mean, he was in the OG TNA, which is like early 2000s.
Yeah, let me see how old Xavier Woods is.
So Austin
He's
Creed,
39.
39?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
He must have started really young then, but still, I mean, he's getting up there, and he like father, husband, like, I mean, I don't know, like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just don't see a world where he has a boat. He's a singles one.
Man. I want more. I honestly, I think the biggest thing that this match showed me, because it was a really entertaining match and a really fun match. No, here's why I brought up Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods, I'm happy you brought up TNA because Xavier Woods said to LA Knight, "I was better in TNA than you," and that made me cackle.
Hmm.
That was hilarious. He started calling him Eli Drake.
That's so fun. I mean, he was
That
better than comparing the two ones. He was better
yeah.
because LA Knight wasn't even in TNA. He was in Impact.
Yeah. Um, dog, this all this match showed me is that we need more like Raw has an expansive like roster. We can get random pairings. Like we don't need the New Day versus the War Raiders every single week like they've been doing for like the past month or so.
Hmm.
You could put them up against American Made. You could put them up against LWO. You could put them
Hmm.
up against uh anyone, New Catch Republic. You could put them up against literally a crap ton of people. So my thing
Hmm.
is, and then if they actually did that, guess what? Then folks would actually believe in them getting another tag title shot.
Yeah. Honestly, WWE has a tag team issue that I'm actually shocked about because they have Road Dogg on the creative. Like he should be like pushing the tag division more to be used more.
I feel like
But
Road Dogg is very clear that when it comes to the tag teams, hey, SmackDown is what's actually going to be the highlight.
yeah, but like you have so much potential with Raw, and you know what I mean? Like you barely they're just like decoration, they're just props.
Yeah.
Like the Judgment Day one in July when we saw them win in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
And they've only had like what, one or two title defenses, three maybe.
which
I know
is
I know
insane.
we talked about this recently, but like with the amount of talent you have on the roster, they should be more usable.
Yeah. Like, also, we haven't seen, unless other than main event, we haven't seen Julius or Brutus. We haven't seen the Creeds. We haven't seen a lot of tags for a while.
Yeah. Now I do see a world where Dom is betrayed by the Judgment Day, which leads to him helping the Los Mexicanos win the belts.
Oh, good Lord. I'm not gonna lie, when those two become our tag team champions, as Los Americanos,
Los
that we
Mexicanos. Yes.
when I will probably I will throw a fucking fit. I will throw a fucking fit because
Hmm.
why do you have my boys under those masks? Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Like I see a world where that happens,
I see that
which
too, which is sad.
which is useful for a story, but like until that happens, it's just sitting there.
Yeah. And the thing is that it was cool, like all the Judgment Day having titles
Hmm.
until it wasn't. And now it's just like, okay, now some of y'all have titles for what? For what? Like
Yeah.
Dom is the only one that's really like actively defending his.
Yeah. Like what was the point of them winning? They could have just kept it on a
Yeah.
New Day. At
And
least the
bro,
New Day is something.
there was a fucking there was a fucking run where Finn and JD were having singles matches like they weren't the tag team champions. How the fuck does that
Hmm.
that does uh yeah, there's a tag. WWE has a tag team problem. That's gonna be the title of the episode. WWE has a tag problem. That's gonna be the title of the episode. I'm happy that you brought up the Americanos because, like I said, they had a match against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Really good match. Really, really dope. Really fun. Really intense. I I like the pairing in terms of styles. I do. No pun intended.
Hmm.
But I like the pairing in terms of styles. I think there's chemistry there. Again, I just wish that they weren't under those fucking masks and that this was a real feud. However, I
Hmm.
am starting to like the Dragon Lee AJ Styles pairing as a tag team. The only thing that was a little bit awkward was when Dragon Lee called out Dom for the Mega Campeonato because he's fighting him in AAA soon. And then I think yeah, then AJ Styles tried to set up the match for at Crown Jewel. I'm like, at this point, just have designated promo segments. There's a better way to intertwine all of this.
Hmm.
There was a better way to intertwine all this than to just have them randomly be like, "Hey guys, we have other matches in other places right before their match against the Americanos happen," you know?
Hmm.
But yeah, that that's just me. What'd you think about the match?
Good match. I mean, honestly, like I'm kind of getting again. I'm kind of getting tired of it. Like, move AJ along. Like, move Dragon Lee along. Like, they have better things to do. Honestly, I'm kind of getting tired of the Los Americanos. Uh, just in general as well. Like, what's the payoff? Like, are we about to see a team led by Doni Dom and that features all the Americanos? Like, I don't know, but like, let's see the end game. Well, then I'm getting bored.
Yeah. Um, and then again, speaking of boredom, we have another we have another main event from Raw that involves the Vision and the Usos.
Hmm.
At least this one had a little bit of a surprise because I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely did not see Roman coming back.
And
Um, and I feel like the tornado tag match that happened, it was cool. It was good. It was a good match. Like it, these are
hmm.
all four solid workers. I feel like a, I feel like a broken record saying all of this. You know what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
But the thing about it is that in terms of where this is going, how much longer until Jay becomes mini Roman?
That's the thing is, yeah, like, do we see Wilman want Jay to be his right hand man still? Or like, do we see him like pushing even more to take on the tribal chief spot? Do we see them in a tribal chief match? Like, do we see Jay turn on Roman and go
I
his
could
own way?
see, I could see. So I saw this on Twitter, and I genuinely can see it happen. At Crown Jewel, it ends up being the Usos and Roman against Division and a mystery member. Now, who the mystery
Mm,
member is going to be, fuck if I know. But
Brock Lesnar.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. He who shall be named, or he's in the fuck ton of paperwork.
Oh, no, that wasn't the reason why I said Jesus, but yeah, I could
I know,
definitely,
I
I
know.
could, like, yeah, I could definitely see it being he who's in all that fucking paperwork. Um, I could also see, I'm not gonna lie, if that's how Oba wanted to make his appearance, the whole thing with the
No.
vision, the whole thing with the vision is the
Uh,
future of the industry.
yeah,
You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that you look at Obafemi and that he's not the future of the industry.
yeah. God damn, yeah. I can see it.
Yeah. My only thing is that Oba would really well know, because Bronson's Samoan, but that's a white passing Samoan. I was gonna say Oba might be the only brother of color on there. My bad.
Yeah.
That's on me. Um, uh, Man, what the, what do you think is gonna happen with this Roman and Jay storyline? What do you think is gonna be the end result? Because I think at this point, I know that the bloodline story has ended, but it's gotta end with Jay turning to the new head of the table at this point. So I can think now. It's just a matter of fact, how far are they gonna take it?
WrestleMania is my answer to that. And
Mm.
I think in the upcoming weeks we see Roman keep influencing Jay
Mm-hmm.
in a way that he wants him to.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think War Games, we see Jay betray Roman.
Mm.
I
Okay.
guess we see Jay betray Jimmy,
Okay.
kind of like planting the seed of it. But then somewhere along the line, they both want a war title. They both want the war title,
Mm.
and we see that separate WrestleMania match between the two for
You
the
cook it.
Hulu follow.
You cook it with grease, because I definitely think that's going to come down to the two of them going up for the world title. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be for the world title. I think they caused each other opportunities for the world title.
Ah. Okay. 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 I
Maybe
got you.
Jay takes that woman in the Royal Rumble,
Mm.
and Roman causes Jay in the Elimination Chamber.
Yo, since you brought up the Royal Rumble, do you know how weird it was seeing Roman in the Royal Rumble last year?
Oh my
Great
gosh,
seeing him
so
in, but it was
so good.
so. Uh, no, dog. Was there anything else about Raw that you wanted to touch on, or anything you want to talk about?
Nope.
All right, then let's get right. We're headed right back to NXT. Let's talk about what happened on Tuesday, dog. First off, we had the grudge match against Lash versus Jada Parker for them. Seeing who gets the spot on the women's team for. I guess they're not calling it Invasion now. They're calling it Showdown. Excuse me. They're calling it Showdown. Showdown, Showcase, whatever they're fucking calling it.
Hmm.
So good match, solid match. Not
Hmm.
mad at it.
Yep.
These two are great at fighting. Like they really got beef. Cause
Hmm.
these two fight like they were the chicks in high school at 7 o'clock that was always carrying on and getting into it. You remember the old Sharkeisha video from World Star? That's what this was. That's what this was. But
Hmm.
I loved it. I loved it and I supported it because these two were scrapping, brawling, probably some of the best. I think they have great chemistry with each other, which is why I'm not mad at how this is going. And I'm also not even that mad at the result. Everyone here knows I'm a Lash Legend supporter, Lash Legend stan, but I'm not mad at Jada getting the win on this one because
Hmm.
with Jada being one of the biggest faces in the women's division on SmackDown, I kind of knew that she was going to be involved in that match somehow.
Hmm.
Everybody's going to want to do the Miss Parker, Miss Parker. What'd you think?
Honestly, I was actually surprised that Jada Parker won. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that we were gonna see Lash Legend win and set herself up to be, because I feel like she would have more prominent. I think she's a bigger name in the division, in the NXT division than Jada Parker is, honestly.
Hmm.
So I feel like we would like saw her being set up as like a cornerstone by being on the team, and for seeing who was on the team TNA, I feel like it made more sense to have Lash Legend on the team.
Makes so much fucking sense. The fact that no, because you no, you just got me started. All right, man, fuck this. I tried going in sequence. We not going in sequence now. We just gonna jump around. So
Sorry, not sorry.
we get to Team NXT versus Team TNA. We get to the summit. Kehlani calls out the inspiration. She calls out yeah, she calls out the inspiration, and then she calls out Mara Sade for her team. Cool. At the end of the episode, it's at the end of the episode, fucking JCJ calls for Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, and Lola Vice. No
Hmm.
Lash. We're not getting no Lash versus Mara. First off, I thought it was cool that Kaylani like kind of almost called her Jakarta. It was like, oh Mara. I thought that was very, very fun, very cute. But the setup was right the fuck there. It was right the fuck there. Again, I'm gonna say this one more time for the people in the back. The setup was right the fuck there.
Now, I want to keep your hopes up. I don't think we see it. I think we see Lash Surgeon take out Jada Parker the before the night begins, or like before the match, and she gets put and takes her place.
At this point, I
Or
hope that's what happens.
or I see a world where they put a Dean Ambrose of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns back
Oh.
in 2019. Well, she attacks Jada Parker during the match, hoping I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. Uh,
Helping
I'm
Mara.
so bad. Wimara. I'm so bad with names. But like, and causing TNA and NXT in that way.
Oh, wait a minute. That might. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Yep. Let me suck.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my interference. Who I know for sure someone is betraying someone, and that's one I can guarantee happens. I said almost because there's one above that I see more, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay, man. Let's keep it moving. Speaking of NXT, we gotta talk about Miles Bourne versus Josh Briggs. Now, this was the match where they were screaming that Josh can't wrestle. That
Mhm.
that shit was deafening. That shit was that. Oh my God. First off, I think they're wrong. I think Josh can wrestle. I just, think that I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think I do know what the disconnect is. I think I said it earlier. He just moves like a regular big man would back in the day. He doesn't move like the new generation of big man.
Mhm.
So it was a solid match. I like the fact that they're setting up for Miles Bourne to be a really prominent player. Really cool because I believe I'm not gonna lie. That was it. Heat Wave? No, not Heat Wave. What the fuck? When was it when Trick won the title off Joe? What pay-per-view was that?
Uh, was it Peely?
Yeah, because that was when Oba was facing off against Miles Bourne.
It wasn't Heatwave.
Battleground. Battleground.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So when Battleground happened and the build up to Battleground, I fully believe that Miles Bourne could be a star. I bought into it. I fully believe that Miles could be the next big NXT star. So the fact that they're still centering him to be a mainstay and one of the bigger players in the men's division makes me feel like okay, cool. They haven't forgotten that. Like I feel like once obviously all the bigger names are out the way and onto their respective brands, I could see
Hmm.
Miles be an NXT champion in like what 2027.
They'll say 2026.
Not mad at that. I'm just saying 2027 to be safe and also because for some reason we've been having a trend of longer reigns.
So,
Me per Me personally, we could do the pass around shit, especially for the mid card belts. We could do the pass around shit.
hmm.
Um, but no, I think it was a good match. I think it was solid, and the fact to see Miles Bourne go and get the spot. My thing is, and this is something that they had kind of hinted at during a segment for No Mercy, but I don't think
Hmm.
we touched on it there. Miles Bourne was looking at Ethan Page's North American belt. So I don't. I feel like Tavion Heights is kind of in the rear. Is kind of in the rear view, at least
Mm-hmm.
as of right now.
You should be, yes. Anyway, continue.
Now, again, I'm jumping around here. We know that Mustafa Ali comes out challenges for the title. I fully believe that Mustafa should win. It's a story 2 years in the making. Buy into it. Go. Also,
Mm-hmm.
I still believe that Ethan should be on SmackDown right now, so it's a great way to give him a goodbye match.
Mm-hmm.
What if Mustafa's first opponent or first big feud is Miles Bourne?
I can see it. I can definitely see it.
These two have super dope stories because you can't put anyone up against Miles because since Miles does have the great story, it's gonna be hard to have people root for anyone else besides him.
Uh-huh. But at the same time,
So
Ali was, it was super light then.
exactly,
So I
which
was
is why I
thinking,
think I think it'd be a good
guys.
matchup. Like I think that having Mustafa there and having his story of hey, I literally had to fight through another brand
Mm-hmm.
to come back and get my shot after 2 years after they fired me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a great setup and a great story that could be told there.
I agree. And again, I wish this wasn't happening on a random Tuesday. I wish it was a PLE, which I think is still a possibility.
Yeah.
But in a perfect world, I would have Kazarian defend his belt against Miles Bond.
Oh, that international title would go crazy on Miles. Yeah.
Like that would be like that. Like Kazarian is a good ass heel.
Here.
Like and he can carry and he's a veteran. He can carry someone. He can carry a match if needed. But I don't think
Yeah.
he's as needed with Miles Bond. But he's still a young talent, so like he can help with that pressure.
No, for sure, for sure. Um, damn. I'm not gonna lie. I was talking about this with you off camera before we recorded, but all this NXT-TNA business, it's made NXT must see TV for me.
Mhm.
But let's go and talk about the the youngest in charge. Someone who I'm a huge fan of. You know, I've been screaming his praise on here for a little minute. Leon Slater finally got
Mhm.
his WWE NXT debut, teaming up with Javon Evans against the Cullen. Man, I know that they're gonna have to fight each other at Bound for Glory. They even talked about it. They said, "Hey, we can still be cool. We ain't got beef, but it's gonna be fun." So seeing them team up on Tuesday, that was a dream. That was a dream,
Mhm.
dog. Because everyone was talking about, "Oh, we want the match." We never thought about what could happen if they possibly teamed up. So to see us get that, these are two again. The same way how I said Javon is a kite, Leon is a fucking kite.
Mhm.
These two brothers can fly. They and also seeing the crowd behind them. I don't think were there any other moments in the show where the crowd was so like in an uproar.
I think so.
Yeah, but no, what do you think of it all?
But it was a fun ass match. I was was expecting the team up, and I also love the fact that they were like, yeah, I know, like we know that like like all bands are beefing right now, but like we're still cool. We respect each other,
Mhm.
and like even when like TNA like was charging into the backstage,
Yeah,
like they were looking at each other like, what the hell's going on? And like they were bullying each other. Like so I like the fact that like the match isn't about like brand supremacy or like beef with each other's brands. It just have a good ass match. I think it's gonna be a honestly, I see that being a match of a year contender. Honestly.
yeah, I do too. It's just graps for the sake of graps.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was really dope, really fun. Also, I did walk away from this match saying, damn, Sean Spears and Nico Vance should be on NXT TV a little bit more because they did pretty well.
Hmm.
Well, Sean Spears I think when you're with a veteran like that, you can't really have an objectively bad match, but
Mhm.
he showed out. He showed out. He maximized his time.
Yes.
Now, the last segment, the NXT TNA Summit. We touched on it a little bit with the women's teams being decided. The men's teams are going to be on the NXT side. It's going to be Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Miles Bourne. And on the TNA side, what was it?
Mike Santana, Kip Sabian. It was
Did you say? Oh, you said Kazarian. I thought you said Kip Saban for a second. I was like, what the fuck?
Kip. I'm sorry. Uh, Moose, and it was. Yeah, we just said his name.
Leon Slater.
You know, straight at all.
Yeah, I. That's going to be such a crazy fucking match, dog.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. And I'm here for it.
Same. Oh my God, it's gonna be so fucking fun, dude. Again, I think I said this a little while ago, but I'll say it again. NXT must see TV, dog. Must see fucking TV.
Mhm.
Now, let's talk about Dynamite. They had their 6 year anniversary episode yesterday. Started off with Brodito and Kenny Omega going up against the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander. Man, if they had given these boys more time, it would have stolen the fucking show.
Mhm.
Because first off, the spots, I don't care what no one says. Everyone talks about, oh, AEW's getting too goofy, though. Shut the fuck up. Wrestling in and of itself is inherently goofy in certain spots. So I don't care if I see if I see Bandito and Kenny Omega doing the Macarena in front of the Young Bucks to taunt them. Cool, why not? Also, speaking of the Young Bucks, was I the only one that smiled from ear to ear when I found out that the Young Bucks went back broke?
No, I spotted too.
Ah, I love it. I love it. Never let them motherfuckers have money again. Their gimmick being that they're broke is the gimmick. That's funny, dog.
Hmm. I feel like they need to whip in Baron Corbin. I forgot
Ooh.
his non-WWE
Bishop
name.
Dyer.
Bishop Dial. I feel like they need to whip him in at some point as like a financial advisor.
Mm. Yo, that would be hilarious. Yo, that would be a really dope, like, if you know, you know type reference.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, man, really good match, really dope. Brodito and Kenny got the win. However, right when the lights go off after Kenny Omega gives this super dope, heartwarming speech about the last 6 years of Dynamite, how he thanks the fans for being there and everything like that, he gets attacked. He gets attacked by a dude in a mask. And who's the dude under the mask, Sears?
Well, either Andrade.
El fucking Idolo. Andrade is back. One thing about that man, Andrade is gonna stay with a job. You feel me?
Hmm.
He gonna stay with a job. Not only that, Andrade is a part of the Don Callis family.
Hmm.
Now look here. I was heartbroken when I found out that Andrade had left WWE.
Cause
However, the first thing I said was, I hope that Tony's calling this motherfucker right the fuck now. Thank you,
hmm
Tony. Thank you, Tony. Gave that boy a bag.
I mean, yeah, I'm happy he's back wrestling, but at the same time, I'm so concerned because like his first one in AEW wasn't good, right?
Yeah.
And like he was set up in his first one, same way he's set up now. And it was like now he's part of the Don Callis family, where like it already has a lot more going on than it needs to. Like,
Don Callis family got like 40 people in the dog.
yeah, like I feel like he's gonna get lost in the shuffle, and the same thing's gonna happen to him again. Well, he's just not being used.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that this Kenny Omega feud I think it's going to be a great start because they are teasing
Oh
something
yeah.
between him and Kenny. I think that's going to be a great kickoff. I think it all depends on how well that works out. And I think
Mm,
that's going to be the setting stone. Because again, it's about maximizing your minutes, right? So I feel like we could definitely see them setting up Andrade versus Kenny for Wrestle Dream on the 18th, right?
mm,
So let's say they go ahead and make that match official. Andrade has to put on a fucking showstopper. He has
yes.
to absolutely put on a fucking showstopper
Which
in
which
order
he
for
can.
this shit. Oh, absolutely can. I
Hmm.
I don't doubt that at all. But he has to put on an absolute showstopper in order to keep him from being in utter infamy and for him to really be us and for him to really be one of the forefronts of the Don Callis family. Because look at who Don Callis has in terms of star power.
Hmm.
Kyle Fletcher, arguably the hottest homegrown AEW talent right now.
I want to say him grown, but yes.
Yeah.
Coin, 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 TNT champion. Yes.
Um, Murder. Who else? Kazuchika Okada,
Hmm.
which, come on. Konosuke Takeshita, who is arguably one of the best wrestlers in ring right now.
Hmm.
Like, and then even if you throw in guys like Hechicero has an arguable match of the year contender with that ROH match that he had with Bandito.
Hmm.
And then Josh is Josh, dog. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think that while I think that Josh Alexander has the charisma of a piece of fucking cardboard, he can move.
Hmm. He's hell of a
Um,
wrestler. Like,
yeah, hell of a wrestler. So I think that he's definitely gonna need to stand out. He's definitely gonna need to put on a banger, and there's gonna be something where it's like you can't just come back in as Alidolo. You gotta
yes.
you gotta swing for the fences. You gotta try some shit.
Hmm. I think not only is well, I think like Kenny Omega still has to face Josh Alexander, right? He hasn't faced Josh yet one on
I
one.
don't think he has.
So like, I don't even think like Western Drew's gonna get LEDO like right away. So like, yeah, like already he's in a bad position of like he has to wait to fight Kenny Omega. It seems like at least, unless Josh is forward. But like,
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't like his track record isn't good. He can wrestle, but his usage isn't good.
yeah,
So I feel like even if he once he gets his match with Kenny, he still has to get through. I think he still got a couple of holes to get before he's like a established, going to be used regularly talent.
for sure, for sure. I think it's one of the most insane. Yeah, it's just one of the most insane developments and one of the most insane dynamic shakeups in wrestling right now, and also one
Hmm.
of the most concerning given the fact of where we know this can go or how the ball can be dropped on this.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. Ooh, then we had the Ops and Hangman Adam Page up against John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Daniel Garcia of the Death Riders.
Hmm.
Again, great match, super cool. However, this has got to be the stupidest setup for a world title match I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Cause this is this is funny. This is just funny and stupid. So after the match and Hangman and Adam Page, I mean, after Hangman and the Ops get the win, Hangman is handing the Ops their trios belts. And then he just so happens to ever so slightly shove Samoa Joe while handing him his belt. And then Samoa decides to say, fuck it, if it's up, it's up. Brother, what the fuck? This is what y'all almost threw hands over what? A a shove?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Ha- they there's gotta be more. There's gotta be more of a build we can do. Like I get it. The match is already there. Like everyone wants to see it because it's Samoa Joe versus Adam Page, of course. But this makes me understand why folks are like WWE does better with the storytelling. AEW does better with the actual in-ring match quality.
Yes.
This is why I understand why people say that.
Hmm.
What did you think?
I mean, I thought the same thing. I mean, I'm a big advocate in that argument of WWE's better storytelling, and this just proves why. Don't get me wrong. Would Samoa Joe and Hangman Adam Page be a bang of a match?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But like the way that we got this, absolutely garbage. Like you're telling me to get a tower shot, all you gotta do is shove someone,
Oh God.
or like be up
Bro,
to the way they handed me something. Okay, cool. That's wild. So stupid.
all I'm saying is because we got like a couple of weeks until Wrestle Dream. Bro, we better get. Do you remember when Samoa Joe had the beef with Jeff Hardy? We better
Mhm.
get that level of hater from Samoa Joe in order to build this.
Yes.
Because what the fuck are we doing? And then if you look on Powerhouse Hobbs' face, he's like, how the fuck did we get here?
Which is everybody, Hobbs, which is everybody watching. It's doing the same thing. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like
Man,
two faces, and they're like getting angry at each other for something so minor. What the
yeah.
hell?
It can't just be, hey man, I want a shot for the sake of graps. I'd rather do that.
Yeah, honestly, I see
Hey
that.
man. Hey man. All I know is again, like you said, it's gonna be a banger fucking match. It's fucking Adam Page and Samoa Joe. It's gonna be insane.
Oh, it's gonna be hard hitting,
Yeah.
but like the better
And don't
to
let
it's fucking stupid.
and don't let it have a fucking stipulation. Oh my God.
No, just let them fight.
Yeah.
They don't need a just let it be a regular one-on-one match. That's
Yeah,
fine.
they don't need a stipulation, but
No, they don't.
speaking of stipulations though, so Darby Allin, who's getting ready to enter his I Quit match with John Moxley, he teamed up with Chris Statlander to go up
Mhm.
against Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta, which
Yes.
first off, I think we gotta mention the fact that Chris Statlander accepted the challenge from Tony Storm this week for
Hmm.
their match at Wrestle Dream, so that's announced. But
Hmm.
getting into the actual match, this is how a mixed tag match should look. That shit was hectic. That shit
Hmm.
was fun. That shit was chaotic.
Hmm.
Um, when Marina took the tax, that oh, beautiful, beautiful. I understand why it main evented.
Yes.
Such a good fucking match, dog. Like, I'm tired of the Death Riders, and I think a lot of people are.
Hmm. That's also good.
However, I think if you take the Death Riders off of Dynamite, you or even just out of AEW as a whole, you're going to see a huge fucking problem because goddamn Wheeler, goddamn. Because if you think about it, Yuta is really the connective tissue for this whole, like for
Hmm.
that whole match happening. He
Hmm.
tried to pull Chris into the Death Riders.
Hmm.
He was the foot soldier for Moxley, so of course he was fucking around with Darby,
Hmm.
and then Marina's the homie. So man, I don't know what'd you think?
Great match. I agree. That's how you do a mixed tag match, and like it makes sense. Part of me thinks this shouldn't like. Part of me thinks this should maybe should have waited a little bit. If the immediate payoff is not Chris Statlander versus
Marina.
Marina, and you.
Yeah.
Uh, like why is for like I feel like you should have had this be the West Dream match, and then have Chris Man win, and have Tony Storm come back at Wrestle Dream. Like I feel
Yeah,
like I feel like either you do the immediate rematch, which is what they're doing, and
yeah,
wait to do this, or you do this and you have a rematch afterwards.
yeah.
I
Because
feel like
I do think it
mhm,
was very random the fact that Tony Storm just had a match on this card with TT Mayo, I think her name is.
yeah,
I thought yeah, no, I'm kind of with you there.
and it kind of makes this match kind of useless, I guess, because like they were setting up for Marina to get the title shot for the past week or so.
Mhm.
Like now they gotta put a hold on that unless she interferes in the match with Wrestle Dream, but I don't see happening. Like
Yeah, no,
I
I
don't
don't
know,
see
it's
that either.
like they should have waited to pull the trigger. Okay, it makes sense, but now it was a good match of all, and I didn't see it happen. But like again, the storytelling part of my mind is like, why now? Why can
Yeah,
this wait like a couple of weeks?
yeah. No, I feel you. Also, it was Tay Mello who she had a match with, not TT,
Yes,
whatever I
Tamara.
said. Yeah.
Hmm.
But no, like, no, I definitely feel like this was sudden too, because like, dog, there's so many like the AEW women's division has heavy hitters. Like, you could who took the pin? Was it Jamie? No, Tony took the pin.
Yeah.
Could have done Jamie. Hell, could have done Bozilla. You don't. Everyone's been clamoring for Bozilla to come back.
Hmm.
Could have been a lot of people that could have. Obviously, Marina was the front runner because it looked like that's what the direction it was heading towards.
Hmm.
But damn, could have been a lot of people that had the Wrestle Dream match, and then this could have waited until like it would have been great if this was the blood and guts match.
Honestly, yeah. Like honestly, like I'm fine with this being this. I think this should have been the Western Dream match,
Mm,
and then that could maybe led into Blood of Guts. But like, oh, let's be the Western Dream match, and then Tony Storm comes back to set up the Blood and Guts match.
yeah,
But like, I don't know. Like now you have now you put yourself in a situation where Chris Statlander or Force Defense is against Simon Tony Storm. So like, do you vote her and give it back to Tony Storm? Or do you waste the rematch for the first title defense just to have time to Tony Storm lose again and have a lose two out of the last few times? Like,
yeah. Which is it. Yeah, it does set up because it's like okay, now we have to figure out the power balance of it all.
mhm, exactly.
I don't know how the fuck Tony's gonna book himself out of this one. I don't know.
I'm intrigued to see it, but he put himself in a pickle.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else on Dynamite that you wanted to touch on? I think the only like major thing was that Mercedes Moné is putting her TBS title on the line for Title Tuesday next week.
Nope.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think other than that, guys, it's about that time. We appreciate you hanging with us. It's your boy, the EST of the DMV, the rated S superstar, the Potter of all worlds, the left hand of destruction, the Bajan bulldozer, the Cameroonian nightmare, the Chocolate City Saint. 1/3 of the best wrestling podcasts in the world, the Top Rope Boys. And man, like always, we are over the top rope. Sears, close us out.
Thank you all for watching or listening on whatever you access your podcast at. Follow us on social medias. We'll link in the bios. Uh,
Absolutely.
see you on same time, same place next week.
On God. Deuces. Peace.